At the family reunion, my brother pointed at me and told his girlfriend, "That's the loser who never finished college." My parents laughed. She didn't. Then she said, "He's the CEO who just acquired my company." The backyard went quiet. My brother Kevin's hand was still extended toward me like I was an exhibit at a zoo. His girlfriend, a woman I'd never met, stood frozen with a glass of lemonade halfway to her lips. My mother stopped laughing mid-breath. My father set down his beer and squinted at me like he was trying to solve a math problem. Kevin's smile collapsed into confusion. "Wait, what?" The woman turned to look at him, then back at me. "You're Dominic Walsh?" I nodded slowly. "I got the acquisition email 3 weeks ago. Your signature was on the welcome letter." She pulled out her phone, scrolled for a moment, and held up the screen. There it was, my name, my title, my company logo at the top of an official merger announcement. Kevin grabbed the phone from her hand and stared at it. His face cycled through about 6 emotions in 3 seconds. Disbelief, confusion, something that looked like nausea, then anger. "This has to be fake." He shoved the phone back at her. "Dom dropped out sophomore year. He was working at a warehouse when I graduated." That was true. 8 years ago, I left college because I couldn't afford tuition, and my parents refused to help. They said I wasn't focused enough, wasn't serious, wasn't like Kevin. Kevin, who they paid for completely. Kevin, who got a new car for graduation. Kevin, who still borrowed money from them at 32. I moved to Austin with $400 and a laptop. I taught myself to code. I built apps. I failed. I failed again. Then I didn't. My mother stepped forward, her face tight. "Dominic, is this true?" I didn't answer her. I looked at Kevin's girlfriend instead. "I'm sorry we're meeting like this. I usually do introduction calls with leadership before announcements go out, but the timeline moved fast." She nodded, still visibly shaken. "I'm the regional director for Northeast Operations. I've been with the company 9 years. Kevin's voice cut in, sharp and bitter. "So what? You're rich now? You think that makes you better than everyone?" I finally looked at him. "I don't think anything, Kevin. You're the one who introduced me as the family loser 30 seconds ago." My aunt gasped from across the yard. My cousin pulled out his phone and started recording. My father stood up from his lawn chair, his face red. "Now hold on. Nobody meant anything by it. We joke around. That's what family does." I reached into my back pocket and pulled out my wallet. Inside was a folded piece of paper I'd carried for 8 years. I opened it and handed it to my father. He unfolded it slowly, his eyes scanning the handwriting. His face went pale. "What is this?" he asked, even though he knew. "That's the letter you wrote me when I asked for help with tuition. You told me I wasn't worth the investment. You said I'd never amount to anything and you weren't going to waste money on a lost cause." My mother's hand flew to her mouth. Kevin tried to read over my father's shoulder, but my dad crumpled the paper and shoved it in his pocket. "That was a long time ago." I nodded. "It was, and I kept it to remind myself what I was working against." Kevin's girlfriend broke the silence. "I didn't know any of this. He told me you were estranged because you were jealous of his success." I almost laughed. "Kevin sells insurance. He's been in the same entry-level position for 6 years. Kevin's face went purple. "You don't know anything about my life." I pulled out my phone and opened an app. "Actually, I do. When we acquired your girlfriend's company, I reviewed all regional personnel files. Her performance reviews are excellent. Yours, on the other hand." I let the sentence hang. His girlfriend looked at him. "You told me you were up for promotion." Kevin said nothing. The silence stretched until my mother finally spoke. "Dominic, why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you say something?" I looked at her for a long moment. "Because you never asked. Not once in 8 years did anyone in this family call to see how I was doing. I sent Christmas cards. I sent birthday messages. Nothing came back." My father tried one more time. "We're family. You can't just—" I held up my hand. "I'm not here to fight. I came because I thought maybe things had changed. I was wrong." I turned to Kevin's girlfriend. "I'll see you at the leadership summit next month. Your region has strong numbers. Keep it up." She nodded, still stunned. I walked toward the gate. Behind me, I heard Kevin start yelling at her, demanding to know why she didn't tell him, why she made him look stupid. She fired back that he made himself look stupid. My mother was crying. My father was shouting at everyone to calm down. I got in my car and drove away. 3 months later, Kevin's girlfriend got promoted to VP of Northeast Operations. Kevin got laid off from his insurance job. My parents sent me a letter asking if I could help him find work. I never responded.